I think our next sport, or sorry, or not our next sport, our next category, fucking spoiler alert,
Spoiler alert.
which is honestly just like a really, it's too easy. It's too easy to choose.
Because like
It's
it's just gonna be
boy,
yeah.
our next category is sports and racing games.
And the only games that are gonna be nominated are Forza, FIFA, NBA, and then like two other games no one's ever heard of.
And honestly,
And we all
bro,
know Forza's gonna
yep,
Forza's gonna race away with this.
Force is gonna fucking run them all over, bro. I'm telling you.
Forced pun intended.
Force is gonna win that 100%. I love Forza games, bro. They're so much fun.
These next
This
three categories.
These are the
These
biggest
next
ones.
these next like the
Not
next
including game of
five
the year.
categories. Not including game of the year. The next three. Oh
Massive.
man, we're gonna be here another hour, and I
I'm
love
telling
it.
you, this
All
is
right,
yeah, this is gonna be a long ass podcast, bro. I said it from the
we
beginning. I'm
gotta
gonna
talk.
keep saying it.
We gotta talk about the best RPG, baby. So the best RPG of this year, and we're not gonna go through the list. I'm just gonna say all of them: Starfield, Baldur's Gate 3, Diablo, Atomic Heart, Armored Core, Lies of P. I don't know. It's too hard. It's too close to call. My heart says Starfield because I love Starfield, but I could easily see Baldur's Gate 3 or even Lies of P winning.
Honestly, I'm gonna come out and say it. It's gonna be Atomic Heart or Armored Core 6. I
You
know.
think Atomic Heart? Interesting, bro.
I think it's gonna be probably not Atomic Heart. I'm just saying it because the robot mommies, bro. They're too much, bro.
Oh man,
I'm just saying that because the
you're
robot mommies, bro. I'm sorry. I'm
you're
sorry.
just saying that because your
I'm sorry.
degeneracy is at work. Yeah.
Okay, let me digress. Let me digress. So if I have to choose a real answer, sorry, something just spurred in my brain for a second. I'm back down, back down. So it's probably gonna be Starfield, seeing that the game of the year is gonna be Baldur's Gate 3. Sorry, let me not say that yet. But it's gonna be
It's fair.
Starfield because
So,
just because I know it's gonna be Starfield. It has to be
I
Starfield.
think I think it'll be Starfield or Lies of P.
I think Liza P actually it's actually such a good game. It's actually incredibly well received. I read and heard that people are considering it the best Souls-like game not made by From Software,
Yeah,
and it's
I can see
really
that.
good. And I'm really happy to hear that because I played it a lot. I played the demo. I watched a lot of people play the game. There's a lot of replayability, and there's a lot of uniqueness that goes on with the game itself, which is I think is mainly why people consider it one of the best. And I mean, the gameplay is also like incredibly, incredibly
Yeah.
fluid. Like there's a lot of cool, and unique things you can do in that game. So I think if I
Now,
have to consider a game to be a contender and or a winner of this field against Starfield, it would be Lies of P or Armored Core 6, but mainly Lies of P.
what are your thoughts on Armored Core 6? I never played an Armored Core game, but from my perspective, it feels like the game just kind of came out and then again, like some of these other games in the early categories, got lost in the ether.
Yeah, no, I it did, and it's kind of weird because people played it. It came out. People were hyped about it. It was pretty cool, and I've also never played an Armored Core game. This one, it looks insanely fun. I've seen a lot of memes and a lot of like just like cool videos of the game. Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, it came out. People played it. It was pretty big on Twitch for a little bit, and then like a week later, it was like, all right, on to the next one. And I was like, oh, okay.
Literally.
Like Elden Ring. Obviously, Elden Ring won game of the year last year,
Yep.
but people literally still play it. Like it's
Yeah.
um like you'll see. I still hear people talking about it, and make videos about the game. Uh,
Yeah.
but Armored Core 6 just I don't know if it didn't hit the mark or if it just was just the game because I think I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say it didn't hit the mark. It didn't hit the mark because it was a very well received game. The game is amazing. from what I was told.
Right.
But I think because it's not a traditional Souls-like game and more like
Yeah.
an action RPG, I
Yeah.
think that's where people stop kind of like playing it because like it's a game where it's like you play it, you do the thing, you beat the game, all right, you move on. It's not like you play it and then you go and do like challenge runs. You know what I mean? Which I guess there is
Yeah.
like challenge runs you can do, but I think I think it's where it kind of like
Okay.
fell under the rug.
Where it fell off. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, hey, I hope it gets the light of day in this Game Awards because it's an incredibly good game, and I
Yeah.
don't know where it would get put in the list of things, but I'm gonna assume it's gonna be best RPG or something else.
Yeah. Okay. So moving to Atomic Heart, I saw this game and I had high hopes for
I
it.
did too.
Not to say that it was a flop or a failure, but again, it's just like this game came out. Didn't this game come out like March or April?
Yeah, something like that.
And so it's like this is another game where like it came out, a week went by, life moved on, and so I remember the response to this game being like lukewarm, like sevens and sevens and maybe
Mhm.
eights.
Mhm.
But I feel like this game had promised to be a modern day Dishonored, and I think that's how people looked at it, or looked at it going into it. And I don't think that it lived up to that to warrant me to call it the best RPG.
Yeah, I agree. I honestly I just see it as robot mommies at this point. The game looks really good though. I want to play it. I'm definitely not going to spend the full price on it just because I don't want to. But it did live up to some sort of hype, which is good. And I heard that it got enough success to warrant a second game, which is really cool because there's so much uniqueness that goes on with it, which is why I think I like it so much because it's very different from what we've seen in the last say like 2 years or so. Like it's like Senua's Hellblade, yeah, Senua's Sacrifice. It's like that type of like weird. It's like
Okay.
I don't really know what's going on, but I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Like there's a literal. It's a very sexual game, which is kind of funny. There's a robot. I don't know if it was like I don't know what kind of machine it was, but it tries to rizz you up, the entire time. I don't know how to describe it. I watched a clip of somebody interacting with a robot in the game, and it tries to have sex with you for like 20 minutes. It's really weird. Like the game's really weird, and that's why I think I like it so much. 'Cause it's just like a really like just a weird game. Like I don't know why they would have it, but they do. You know what I mean? It's like they tried shit, and they were just like fuck it. If it flops, it flops. And I think I kind of respect that. I think it's a respect thing. They like, threw shit in that like they wouldn't know if people would like it or not, but they didn't care. They just threw it in because they wanted to. But obviously, everyone knew that they knew what they were cooking with the robot mommies, though. They knew what they were cooking with that.
them big busted mamas.
They knew what they were cooking with that shit.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
yeah, the game definitely ain't gonna win best RPG. But there's copium out there, and copium we shall sniff.
Yeah, man.
So
Next to our pile of salt, our salt.
uh,
There's our copium, there's our hopium, and then there's our salt.
then there's
They all sit on the same cabinet.
then there's our despair.
Yeah. Our despair, frustration, and anger. That's on one cabinet too.
But yeah, so I think I'm gonna say you're saying Starfield. I'm gonna say Armored Core 6. Actually, no, nope. Forget I said that. I'm saying Liza P.
Nice. I'm saying Starfield because I don't think it'll win anything else in this category.
Whoa. Game of the year.
We'll get to that. Moving on to the best action adventure game. So nominees that we have Spider-Man 2, Alan Wake 2, Atomic Heart again, Legend of Zelda, Armored Core 6, Dead Island.
I find Dead Island 2 the funniest out of all of them.
It's the most like, huh? Really?
Yeah, it's like
You know what I'm saying?
oh, it came out, cool, but it's just another Dead Island game. Like that's how, and it's a good. I shouldn't say that. It sounds like a bad thing when I say that, but it's actually a good thing because the first Dead Island was just like a arcade zombie fun time game. Dead Island 2 comes out, arcade fun time Dead Island game, zombie game. Sorry, and I'm all honestly it was very well received for what it was,
Hell yeah.
which is good.
Hell yeah.
Will it win Best Action Game out of Spider-Man 2, Alan Wake 2, Atomic Heart, Legend of Zelda: The Tears of the Kingdom, and Armored Core 6? No. No, it will not.
No.
But you know what? If it gets put on the list, that's a W in my eyes, baby.
That's a huge dub. So I got, damn. Do we give?
I think we have to give it to Spider-Man 2.
First. You go first. You think Spider-Man 2? Okay.
I think we give it to Spider-Man 2.
I think we give Best Action Adventure to Zelda. It has to win something this year.
Yeah, no, I can see it.
It has to win something this year.
Yeah, because it's not an RPG, so it can't be in that list. It definitely ain't winning Game of the Year this year.
No.
So I guess if I had to put it in some game somewhere or some category somewhere of winning, it would probably have to be this one. But if I'm gonna say, so I guess I'll have to agree with you on that. But if some paradoxical universe, in some metaverse somewhere, I think Spider-Man 2 wins it. Some universe. That game is actually very good. Wait. Yeah, no, I'm right. Yeah.
I got Tears of the Kingdom. But my dark horse, I'm gonna say Alan Wake 2.
Alan Wake 2. See, I've watched some people play it a little bit, but I genuinely don't know much about the game. I haven't watched any gameplay yet, so I really don't know. That's like all you. Have you played it, or did you watch someone play it?
I've seen people play it, and like,
is it good?
It's good. How do I want to put this? So like, there's the way that a Resident Evil game is played, specifically the Resident Evil 7 and Village. I just came with this analogy. It's the perfect blend of like, you take Resident Evil 4 remake or the remake, and you take Resident Evil 7 and you blend them together, and there's Alan Wake 2, and then you throw in like a dash of evil within, and then there you go, Alan Wake 2.
Wow, that's interesting. I know, cause it's more horror, right? Because you know how like Resident Evil is more like, well, yeah, because you consider Resident Evil more like FP, like not FPSC, but like more like mysteries.
It depends on the game.
Oh, true.
7 or 8, that's more horror.
You know what I'm trying to? Okay, I'm gonna compare it to this then. I want to compare it to the remakes of Resident Evil 2 and 4. Because I feel like that would be the best comparison for Alan Wake 2.
That's fair. I'm not gonna argue with you on that. That's fair.
Because Alan Wake is it's like that kind of style game, right? It's like over the shoulder third person, and you have you fight things. Like you're not like running away from something. You're actually like you're out there like throwing hands with like stuff. From what I remember.
No, you're absolutely right. So then I'm gonna change my analogy. Alan Wake 2, I would say, is more like Resident Evil 2 meets Evil Within 2.
Oh, I like that.
So it's like, I believe there are some missions where like you can't be seen or it's like over.
Oh wow.
Which leans on the horror aspect of it.
Yeah.
But yes, it very much is like you said, like you are not running away, you're not backing down. Like, I'm here to give you the I'm here to like send you to the light with a bullet in your ass, like
That's
type
cool.
of game.
That's cool.
So I can see that, but I'm sticking with Zelda because I have to give it something.
Yeah.
I have to give it
Yeah,
something.
you're right.
I don't see Armored Core 6 winning. I don't see Dead Island 2 even being nominated, let alone winning.
Yeah.
Spider-Man 2, I will say that for a later category. And
Oh.
Atomic Heart, that
Sad.
game, sad. Anyway, the best ongoing game. So Destiny 2. After the whole Bungie layoff, I'm not sure I want to give Destiny anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna wholeheartedly agree with that.
Like,
There's a lot going on with that game. There's always like I always see ups and downs in that game, man. It's like expansions come out, people like it, or expansions come out and people like it for a little bit, and then there's videos of why this is the worst expansion, and then
yeah,
there's like a bunch of like shit going on with Blizzard, and then there's
yeah.
it's a oh my god, it makes my head hurt, bro. It's like a whole ass roller coaster,
A lot
and
of stuff going on with Bungie, and Bungie's
yeah,
laying off like damn near 50% of its, or not 50%, because they what did they missed revenue projections by like 46%, so they laid off like a good chunk of the studio, and now I am considerably certain that the final shape is going to be like the end for Destiny 2.
oh yeah, I'm stupid. I don't know why I said Blizzard. I meant to say Bungie. That's my bad.
Yeah, you're good, bro. Yeah, I think Destiny, the final shape, is going to be the last like expansion for Destiny 2 before they move on to whatever the hell that game that PlayStation wants them to work on, because now they're owned by PlayStation or Sony.
Yeah, I hope so. I shouldn't say I hope so, but I kind of do hope so a little bit because that game's been out for such a long time. I feel like it just
That game,
slowly, just like
Matt.
it's getting worse
That
and worse.
game,
I feel like.
that game, Matt. Destiny 2 came out in 2016, bro.
Oh my god. I mean, listen, I'll give it props. There's still a community that plays the game. There's still a community behind the game that backs the game. But I genuinely just hope that they just
I
finish
lied to
the
you.
game.
September 6, 2017.
It's still it doesn't change my fucking thoughts at all. I still hope that they just finish the story or finish whatever they want with this fucking game, and they just move on.
Yeah, I'd rather Bungie just move on to something else.
I agree.
Even if it's going to be a PlayStation exclusive, I'd rather they just move on to something else versus. I think you've done all that you can right now with the Destiny IP.
Mm-hmm.
Let it rest. It has to recuperate, because just let it rest. Because
Now,
for me, the Witch Queen DLC that came out last year was like the last good expansion for them.
that's good at least. That's good. Yeah, I never played any of the expansions. I did play I did play it for a little while, but I never played any of the expansion. And I know friends that do play. Like my brother played it for a while, but I don't know how many expansions he played. But yeah, I'm just not I'm not into the whole Destiny scene. So that's all. I'm all out of the loop with that. But as for other ongoing games, Apex Legends I think is somehow still thriving.
See, but okay, so here's my argument for why it won't win game of the or best ongoing game. Just adding a new character is not enough in today's gaming industry.
Yeah, I agree.
It's not enough. You have to add new mechanics. Like, at least when Fortnite does something new, they innovate. When they added Spider-Man, they brought in like the web swinging mechanic for Spider-Man. When they brought in the Dragon Ball character, they brought in like the Nimbus and the Kamehameha, and like they tried to make that game innovative with
Yeah.
each new, like, whatever they're doing, whatever event they're doing. Apex just gives you a new character that might introduce a new game mechanic for that specific character, but it's nothing to like hoop and holler about. So I can't see Apex winning either.
Mm-hmm.
Which leaves us to Genshin.
We all know the fucking. Oh man, listen. All right, so
Yeah.
listen. The Genshin community is big. Okay, I will say that the Genshin community is very big, and it hasn't. There's no other. There's no other. Categories I can think of to even put this fucking game in.
Yeah.
So if it has to win something, which it definitely is probably going to, because that community will vote for it for any fucking category if they could. It's gonna be, I'd put it in the best ongoing game out of all the categories that we talk about today.
Yeah.
Because that game is so fucking big, and they're actually honestly coming out with some massive updates. As of because there's a lot of they're in version 4 right now. So I think they're in version 4.5, or they're coming out with version 4.5.
Yeah.
I won't lie, I do follow a lot of the Genshin community. Like with like YouTube, mainly YouTubers, like mainly just like YouTubers that play the game and like talk about the game and stuff. Because there's a lot of the people that play Honkai Star Rail on the Twitch and YouTube also play Genshin Impact. So it's like I'm kind of like forced into knowing what's going on in that game. And I do play it here and there, not as much as I used to. But yeah, that game.
Yeah.
If I had to put it somewhere, it's gonna be there. It's gonna be best ongoing game.
Yeah.
Now, go ahead. No, please go ahead.
I will say the only thing that I could, the only other competitor that I could see giving Genshin a run for his money is Fortnite, because this past calendar year, they have been going hard for no reason.
Bro,
Fortnite has been going crazy.
It's the new metaverse. It's honestly the metaverse that everyone wanted. I don't know if this is what we expected it to be, but this is what we have now. This is our metaverse. Yeah, I'm down to just drop at Tilty Towers with Naruto. I'm down.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think I could see Fortnite winning, honestly, for this category. But if Genshin's on the list, we all know they picking Genshin. So
yeah,
I'm gonna say Genshin's gonna win it if it is on here.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
Yeah. But as for our next category on the list, best narrative game. Keshawn, one game that we have not. God, I hope I'm right about this. There's one game that we have not talked about since the start of this podcast episode. You know what game that is? Final Fantasy 16.
Yeah, it's
Final Fantasy 16.
For all the hype that game got, it's been relatively quiet since it came out, huh?
But
interesting.
Hear me out. The game is good. I'll give them that.
Okay.
And the story is even better.
Fair.
So I think with my small brain, if I put 1 to 1 together, 1 plus 1 makes 2, and 2 is bigger than 1. So Final Fantasy 16 is gonna win best narrative game.
Now if I put my brain together, right? Okay. And I do 2 plus 3.
Oh shit.
2 plus 3 equals 7.
Wait.
7 minus 2 gets me to 5, which is what the actual answer was. And then you add a 1 to that 5, you get 6 letters.
Okay.
I think Redfall wins.
Oh no. No, wait a minute. No. Wait. Wait. Final Fantasy 16 just got shit on. That number's bigger.
I don't care, man. You take the 1 out of the 6, you get 6. You got 6 letters on Redfall. Redfall wins, bro.
No. Wait a minute. There's 6 letters in Redfall. Final Fantasy 16. 16 divided by 16 divided by 6. 6, 12, 18. Wait, that doesn't make sense. 6, 12. It's a fraction. Shit. Hold on. Fraction. You know what that means?
Fraction. That's a fraction of the time we're going to give the Redfall. Moving on.
So I think it's going to be Final Fantasy 16.
I think it's going to be Spider-Man 2.
I could see it.
I think it's going to be Spider-Man 2. God dang, Alan Wake 2 is here. Oh, no. No, I'm sticking to Spider-Man 2.
So was the narrative that good for Alan Wake?
That's what I'm hearing. Like this is like people are like, bro. So here's what like gaming Twitter has been like for me, right? Baldur's Gate 3 comes out. It's game of the year. Starfield comes out. No, this might be game of the year. Then Spider-Man 2 drops. No, it's definitely this. Liza P. No, it's definitely Liza P. And then Alan Wake 2 just came out. And they're like, nah, this is definitively the game of the year. No questions asked. Baldur's Gate 3 and Starfield and Spider-Man ain't got nothing on Alan Wake 2, baby.
Interesting.
So that's how good the last back half of the year has been. But I gotta stick with my webheads. I'm going with Spidey Lad 2.
Okay, I can see it.
I'm going with Spidey Lad 2.
See it. Huh. So honestly, the Final Fantasy 16.
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Can I make a last minute entry?
Oh yeah, please.
Hogwarts Legacy.
Oh yeah, that came out this year.
That came out in January, my friend.
Oh my god, yeah, it came out this year. You know what? Yeah, I heard that game is actually genuinely really good.
That game came out this year and it got a bunch of 9s and 10s.
Yeah, it's true. I heard the story is really good too.
Because I feel like you have to give Hogwarts something.
Yeah, I hope so.
Oh man.
Wait. So let's go back. Let's scroll back a little bit. So we have So we talked about esports. All right. Okay. Sorry. Maybe I shouldn't start with that one. So we talked about esports. We talked about most anticipated game, best adaptation, best family game, best multiplayer game, best fighting game, best debut indie, best debut mobile, best sports and racing, best RPG. Oh, God, we talked about that a fucking lot. Best action, best ongoing, best narrative, which is where we are right now. If I had to put Hogwarts Legacy in any of those categories, it would have to be... Oh, fuck. It would have to be definitely best narrative out of those.
Yeah.
I can't see any other... I can't see where else that you could put it.
Action adventure.
Yeah, but there's just too many W's this year. I don't think it'll win it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, sure, we could put it there. It could be a contender. It won't win though.
It won't win. No. It won't win though. But no. I'll put it here, but I'm going to stick with Spider-Man 2.
Yeah. No, I think it's a good runner-up. Because it really makes you feel like you're a wizard, Harry.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, bro. Shit. Oh, wait. Oh, I'm thinking. Oh, man.
What?
I'm thinking. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. No. Now. Fuck. I'm changing.
Uh-oh. This guy's switching up. He's capping.
I'm switching up. I'm capping. I'm pulling my Uno reverse card out.
He stays capping.
Yeah. So I got Alan Wake 2 taking best narrative and Spider-Man taking best action adventure.
Oh, I like that choice. No, I do like that.
Because as the Game Awards describes it, action adventure is the best action adventure game where you are combining combat, traversal, and puzzle solving.
Yeah.
Spider-Man has at least 2 of those categories in combat and traversal.
Okay.
So now that we're looking at if we're taking it literally at how the category is defined, for me that narrows it down to Spider-Man and Zelda, but Zelda is too much like Breath of the Wild.
Yes.
So I have to give it to Spider-Man because at least they innovated with the web wings, and the fast travel is actually pretty solid. Yeah, Spider-Man 2 is now my best action adventure game, and Alan Wake 2 is my best narrative game.
I have a question. Now I don't know how true this is. The fast travel in Spider-Man, do you actually have to go down into the subway? Or no?
No.
Oh, fuck.
No.
I was told that if you wanna fast travel, you have to go down to like the subway system in New York. It's out of New York, right?
Yeah.
I was told that you have to go into the subway system in New York, somewhere, and you have to take the subway as Spider-Man to fast travel, which I thought was fucking hilarious, but I guess not.
Yeah.
But okay, sorry, I digress. I can see it. I agree with what you just said. I think Spider-Man
Yeah.
2 deserves that spot.
Yeah. Fair. And then moving on to the best game direction. Now here,
I actually like our list.
you like our list. I am going to add
Oh,
to it
I like that even more.
at the last minute.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Uh,
Okay.
there was something else.
This guy's cooking. Oh, you want to add all of these?
Yeah.
Oh,
I
shit.
I think. Follow me for a second.
Oh,
Before you
shit.
get into yours, I think the best game direction, as described by the Game Awards, which I have pulled up here or at least the Game Awards from 2022, pulled up on IGN's website.
Mhm.
The best game direction is described as awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. Last year, you had Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, which really didn't. All it added was a sled mechanic.
Yeah, I don't know why it was in that list.
It literally added like 3 different things,
Yeah, it
right?
doesn't make sense. Yeah.
Horizon Forbidden West, from what I heard, was not that much different from Zero Dawn.
It wasn't.
With that being said, and then you had Immortality and Stray, which Stray, I don't know how the cat game.
Ah, that cat game is good, bro. The cat game good.
It's good, but like, how did it end up there? I don't know.
I don't know either. But cat game good.
With that being said, my friend, I think this best game direction is the category where Starfield wins something.
Wow.
I think this is it. I think
You
it's
think
right here?
you think Starfield be in best game direction?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to say no.
Oh, okay.
I don't.
Fair.
I truly don't think it's in a league for game direction. It needs to be somewhere else. I think RPG or action something. No, sorry, definitely not action. I think it just needs to be somewhere else. But I truly believe so. Okay, let's just first talk about our list. So originally we had Atomic Heart, and we had the Like a Dragon and Yakuza series.
Yeah.
Because we have so for this year, we had Like a Dragon Ishin, which came out in 2023. And we have The Man Who Erased His Name, which is coming out this year as well. I believe
Literally next week.
Next week, yeah. We also have Infinite Wealth coming out in 2024, which I'm actually going to add to our anticipated games list because it actually looks like a really funny game to play. So we had Atomic Heart, Like a Dragon Yakuza series. Then we just added Starfield, Spider-Man 2, Hogwarts Legacy, and Tears of the Kingdom. The 4 massive games that came out this year.
Yeah.
So, game direction, uniqueness, innovation. Tears of the Kingdom, get the fuck out of here. Spider-Man 2, you can maybe stay, but get the fuck out of here. Hogwarts Legacy, no, you're cool. You can stay. That's actually a pretty cool game, I'll be honest. Starfield, man, Starfield.
The question that we're going to have to ask when it comes to Starfield, did it innovate enough?
That's what I was just about to ask.
To belong in this category.
I was just about to ask you that exact same question.
Did it innovate enough?
Keyshawn,
and
let's talk a little bit. All right, let's do what we've been doing for the last almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this.
Let's delve into this a little bit deeper than what I was even able to do
now,
in the review of it.
Now, coming from somebody, aka you, that has played extensively Starfield this year, that has given a very, very solid review, a very, very solid take, and has had a lot of very solid comments regarding Starfield. as a Starfield aficionado, do you think this game has enough innovation to be considered the best game direction?
God damn, Matt. God it, bro. Okay, okay, okay. Take my own personal bias because I love Starfield.
It's fine. Bias
Does
is okay.
take it out of this
Oh,
equation.
it's even better.
Is it does it innovate enough? I'm gonna have two answers for you.
Okay.
If based on our list, if they are willing to say that Spider-Man 2 and Tears of the Kingdom have done enough to innovate, then yes, you can have Starfield in this category.
I agree. I do.
If you look at Spider-Man, the only new things that they introduced was they made the web slinging more fluid. They added the web wings. The fast travel was way better. And you can kind of like GTA 5, you can switch between Miles and Peter.
Oh, actually?
Yes.
I didn't know that. That's actually pretty cool.
Tears of the Kingdom, it's the same game, but the building mechanics, like some of the building mechanics are a lot. The building mechanic, like I know you've seen like people play the game, people play Zelda.
Oh yeah, it's dope. Yeah, the game's dope.
They've built.
Yeah.
That is to my knowledge, that is the only thing that would keep that in this category.
I agree. Yeah, I do.
And so Matt, with that being said, remember in Starfield, you can create any type of ship you want.
Shippiness.
Exactly.
True.
If I'm being fair, the gun combat is it's good. It's good. I think it's good. I think it's solid.
Yeah.
I think it's solid. If there's anything that's going to let this game win best game direction, which I think it will win, it's going to be the ship customization, the ship modding. Because, bro, you can get really in-depth with the ship modding, right? The ship modding, the way that the way how combat works in zero gravity versus non-zero gravity. Certain guns do different things depending on the gravity. Like if you're in zero gravity with like a laser gun, it'll propel you backwards.
It's interesting, yeah.
So you could kind of use the gun to fly around if you don't have like the jetpack. And then the jetpack allows you to use. Man, yeah, I think it belongs here.
Okay. That's
the
fine.
Jetpack
That's valid.
The jetpack allows you to do things. The skill tree is not as in depth as I would like it, and that's why I only gave it an 8 because there's nothing that I would see that would lend me to give it a 9 or a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
But I haven't done the outpost building yet. From what I saw from different reviewers that reviewed the game differently, the outposting is very good. It's in some cases even with the ship modding.
That's like the outposting is like the Fallout 4 like community shit, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So, with that being said, I think that this is why I say this is where you can give Starfield the win and not worry about like, oh, you gave it like best RPG when it's in the same category as Lies of P in Baldur's Gate and Diablo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to stand on that. Starfield belongs here.
Okay. That's valid. You know what? I'll give it to you. It's valid. Now, I do like the idea, and I know some of them are barren. And I think I will also give you the benefit of the doubt with this. Say that they do have a lot of, with all of the planets that you can go to, or all the planets that you can. There's a shit ton, which is cool. And I know a lot of them are pretty like bare bones, but it's cool to see the innovation behind them making so many. So I'll give them the respect and the benefit of the doubt of that. Say, if you want to leave if you want to put Starfield on and leave Starfield on best game direction list and have it winning, sure, I'm down. Down. But if you think you can keep Spider-Man 2 and the Tears of the Kingdom on this fucking list, get the fuck out of this. Get those fucking games out of this list right now. All right? You know why? I truly believe that Atomic Heart deserves the W for this game. For this
fair.
one.
Fair.
There was, out of all the games that came out this year, I think that game was the most
unique. Yeah.
It was the most
Yeah.
questionable. It was the most questionable on terms of what am I seeing and why is this happening and why is this in video and why is this in a video game? And I like that.
Yeah.
A lot. So I truly believe that if the Atomic Heart has to win something, it's going to be best game direction because the game is just so different.
Okay.
And the robot mommies take the cake on that. No pun intended.
Yeah. That robotic cake. Yeah.
No pun intended. But I will say though, the Like a Dragon or Yakuza series, it's actually pretty baller. So if it gets nominated or if it does win, I could also see that. But I will say, Atomic Heart is my number one for that one.
Gotcha. Yeah,
So,
Starfield was my number one, and that's because now we're at the main event and game of the year.
This is the final. Actually, sorry, maybe I shouldn't say final because there's some more things I want to talk about after this. But
yeah,
game.
This is the final category. Yes,
this is the final Game Awards category. Game of the year.
It's gonna be a heated debate between you and I.
Keshawn, who do you think? Actually, why don't we go through our list of what we think is going to be nominated? So, if you want to start it off, go.
So, what I think will be nominated for Game of the Year, Starfield. It does a lot of things right. I will agree that it may not, to some might not be Bethesda's most ambitious title, but I can see the vision where Todd wanted to go, and I think he got close enough to that vision, or as close as he was going to get in the time frame that he had. And then on top of that, and of course you're not going to be able to nominate this game next year because it already came out this year, but the modding community and then the updates from Bethesda and then the DLC, the Shatter Space, I think that'll prolong the game's lifespan. Again, we spoke about this in the last episode. It'll prolong.
Yeah, and I think it will too.
10 years.
I have high hopes that it'll prolong the game long enough for
Elder
Scrolls and or a Starfield 2.
Yeah.
Okay. Now there is a lot of gives and takes with choosing Starfield as a game of the year. Mainly to do with a lot of the bugginess. Now I heard this. I know you gave a very good rendition of the story, and I truly believe, and I will stick to my word. I believe the story, from what you told me, will carry this game, which is great. Which is exactly what I was kind of hoping for.
Yeah.
I could see that being a very big contender for Game of the Year. In terms of just because of how good the story was.
Mm-hmm.
The game. Now, don't get me wrong. All bugs aside, the game. I know it got locked to 30 FPS on consoles.
Yeah.
But it seemed pretty seamless. It seemed pretty smooth, performance-wise, which is a very good thing. I didn't hear much about performance issues, for consoles and PC.
Most of my experience with Starfield. So, because the game launched with no DLSS support, I kind of got screwed because, as you'll see in the episode that'll go up sometime in the next 3 to 4 days, depending on the settings that I have, it runs like trash and then it runs real smooth.
Oh,
Now, Starfield, and I didn't mention this in the review, but Starfield did crash on me 3 times.
God.
And the reason why I'm being so lenient is because I do not know whether it was because I had my specs set too high or was it just Starfield doing, Bethesda doing Bugthesda things.
Yeah, that's fine. That's understandable.
So that's why I really didn't talk on it much because again, I'm new to this whole PC gaming thing.
Mm-hmm.
So most of my specs stay like in the medium range. So looking at these specs that Bethesda put out before Starfield launch,
Crazy.
I thought I met all of the spec requirements.
Mhm.
So I kept it to like a low, high performance setting. That completely killed like the frame rate of the game.
Shit.
I had to lower the frame rate to like 20 to 30
Oh wow, it's actually
to be
really
able
bad.
to be able to keep it stable.
Yeah, it's actually really bad.
Because and I think it all comes back to that DLSS support, bro.
Yeah,
I really do.
maybe. I can't really speak much on it. Once I play the game, I'm definitely gonna come back to this conversation because
Yeah.
I want to see because I will say my PC is actually pretty beefy. I have
Yeah.
I have a pretty nice AMD processor. I have a 2070 6 GB graphics card.
Yeah.
I mean, I could definitely increase I could definitely get better RAM, but I've updated it. I've updated my PC very recently, so it's very new, and I baby this thing a lot because it's very expensive.
Yeah.
For what it is. So seeing the specs of Starfield and the recommended specs, I could probably run that game pretty well. I'm gonna say.
Now let me give you and our lovely listeners a caveat.
Okay.
Even at the high performance end, like when I had my settings set to ultra, the game ran smoothly. It only crashed the 3 different times when I was trying to record gameplay.
Interesting.
So I used this thing called Outplayed, and I used this recording software called not Outplay, sorry, Overwolf.
Yep, I know
Because
yep.
I was using just my raw processor and my AMD specs to like record, and I thought that was what was slowing it down because I had too many things running in the background.
It probably could have been, yeah.
I'm playing the game that's trying to render this big at these planets
Mm-hmm.
and everything that's in the planets or everything that's not in the planets, trying to keep up with the gunplay and record. So I thought that's what it was.
It definitely has a big factor.
So then I switched over to Overwolf and significantly increased the frame rate and how my PC ran.
Oh.
Now, it crashed 3 times when I was recording with Overwolf. So that's why I say I feel like the crashing is more on my end than Bethesda, because when I play, even now, right? When I play the game, I put it on the highest of high end specs. And when I'm not recording, this shit runs like a dream.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, usually go ahead.
I get all the details of the planets, the sun, the light reflecting off the.
Yeah.
I get all of that when I'm not recording. Once I start recording, it's a whole different ball game.
Bro, I'm telling you.
And I gotta lower the settings to like medium to low.
You should genuinely look up now, unless you want to do like hour-long recordings, or like 30-minute whatever recording, longer than like 2.5 minute whatever, like clips. I use GeForce Experience, I believe it's what it's called, or GeForce whatever. I think it's called Shadow Replay, or I forget what the new name is. It used to be called Shadow Replay.
Yeah, you had mentioned this to me before, and
yeah,
I can't because my machine is AMD Radeon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's why I was using Overwolf.
I gotcha. Okay, because
yeah,
it make I think I use the clipping. I use it to record these podcasts. and it just works so well for me. And it's very it doesn't take up much processing power at all. It just it will record the last 2.5 minutes of like whatever I'm playing, or it'll constantly have like a recording going, but it's not taking up space. It's just there, and it's like temporary. It's like it'll record 2.5 minutes. If I don't record any, or if I don't save anything, it'll delete it. If it'll record 2.5, it'll record the next bit. If I don't want it, it'll delete. It'll just keep repeatedly deleting its files until I decide, hey, I want to save this clip, and then it'll save the last 2.5 minutes that it recorded. That's pretty much from my understanding of how it works. I'm probably very wrong, but it works very well for me.
Right.
So.
And I've heard that, I've read like that the Nvidia folks, they're getting a better shake of Starfield than like the AMD guys, which is why DLSS was so pivotal for the game when it launched and why it was needed.
Yeah.
So again, that's why I'm like, I can't see it winning Game of the Year because of like it didn't launch with certain performance features. Now I don't remember there being too many people complaining about it crashing or being slow.
Yeah, I don't know. I never really heard anything either.
But if there were a reason for why it wouldn't win, it'd be performance and people not thinking that it was innovative enough. You know, it wasn't outstanding. It wasn't groundbreaking. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So the next game that I know you're gonna talk about, I think that could be a very strong contender for Game of the Year.
All I'm gonna say is, so I want to quickly go through our list before I give you the Game of the Year or my take on it. So you said Starfield. We have Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Oh my God, I can't even speak. So we have Starfield, Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. We have Super Mario Wonder, Spider-Man 2, Alan Wake 2, Lies of P. The only game that I haven't mentioned yet that's on this list that's gonna win Game of the Year, because I know it's gonna win Game of the Year, because I'm just that fucking cool, is Baldur's Gate 3. It shits on everything. I don't even care how biased I don't even care how biased this conversation is about to be. Baldur's Gate 3 came out and shit on everything. The game runs so smooth. I've maybe crashed once. I think Richie may have crashed once when we were playing during our thing. There's like little to no bugs that we encounter. And if we do, they're usually patched out within like a day. The story, the voice acting, the gameplay, definitely not for everybody. I can tell you that. But I find it very fun somehow. Everything about Baldur's Gate 3 is perfection. I will slap my dick on this table 9 times out of 9, 10 times out of 10, whatever the fucking number you want me to say. I'll slap my dick on this table and I'll raise it for Baldur's Gate 3 any day of the week.
Nice.
Everything about the game is so good. We still haven't beaten it. We got the, and I literally every episode I feel like I've said this, but we got the Act 3, and they just keep giving us stuff to do, and I'm like, guys, we just want to beat the game, and they're like, no, you're gonna keep playing the game, and we're like,
yeah,
but Larian, we're having a lot of fun here, and we want to beat the game and then do the side quest. They're like, yeah, but then they look at you and they go, but our side quests are fun, so go do them. And we go, shit, you're right, Larian. We will go do your side quests, because you know what? Those side quests are fun.
Right. And
I truly believe, out of everything that this game has come out with, and this game has brought this year, if it doesn't win Game of the Year, I will cry.
Damn.
I know. I said it here.
Damn. That's
You will see a grown man cry for the first
you see
time
a grown man cry
in about a
on
week.
camera. On camera. That's crazy.
I'm telling you, man. I truly believe out of
So
all the games, out of Legend of Zelda, Starfield, Spider-Man 2, Alan Wake, Lies of P, they're all very good games. But one game, Baldur's Gate 3, is gonna win it, 100%.
see, I respectfully disagree.
That's good.
I think
I'm
I
glad.
think I think I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make a. I made my argument for Starfield, but I've also said that I think Starfield wins the best game direction. So I don't think it'll win Game of the Year here. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
we'll
make a case
see.
for. I'm gonna make a case for two games.
Okay.
Alan Wake 2, just
Oh,
because, for one, recency bias.
okay.
Two, the story is looking to be pretty good, and the game looks pretty damn solid as a horror game, right? Like I said earlier, I said it's a mix of Resident Evil 2 remastered or remake and Evil Within 2. But however, my friend Matt, my brother in degeneracy, Matt,
Okay.
I have to say my personal game of the year, as much as I want it to be Starfield,
hmm
my personal game of the year is Lies of P.
Wow, that
It's going it's gonna do what Sekiro did in 2019 and shock the world.
wow. I wasn't expecting you to say that.
I wasn't either. I
Oh,
wasn't either, bro. I was not either.
man, I mean, okay. The game is good. This game is very good, actually. I'll give you that. The game is actually very good.
Here's my reasoning. Here's my reason.
Yeah, please, go ahead.
Elden Ring won last year, and if Lies of P is supposed as is being touted as the best Souls game not made from Software, I think it carries the mantle. Elden Ring won last year, so Lies of P got to carry the torch. Hey, I'm sorry, Baldur's Gate 3. I'm sorry, Alan Wake 2 and Starfield, but you guys are from a niche community, specifically Starfield and Baldur's Gate. You're from the RPG community. You know, it's been a while since I've seen an RPG, like a true RPG winning game of the year.
Mhm.
I think Lies of P has a more likelier shot to win than Baldur's Gate, Starfield, Zelda, Spider-Man, Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario Wonder, and Alan Wake 2.
I like that take. You know what? That's unique. I respect you for saying this. Do I think it's gonna win? No. But I respect your opinion for saying it.
The
It's
last,
honestly,
yeah.
I will say this though. Lies of P, it's a good game. There's a lot of uniqueness. There's a lot of good story behind it. The art style, it's very gritty. It's very good. But I just really don't think it's game of the year worthy. But you know what? I can see it winning, but I don't think it will.
Here's why. So Elden Ring is classified as an RPG.
Uh-huh.
So is Lies of P.
Yeah, makes sense.
Baldur's Gate 3 is classified as an MMO RPG.
Wait. So you said Starfield?
About Baldur's Gate.
Oh, Baldur's Gate.
Baldur's,
MMO. Is it really considered an MMO?
yes, it's
Why?
listed as the number one most popular MMO in 2023 with 4.7 million active players. I think
I don't know. I guess so. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good. And we can delve into that after I make my point here. You have Spider-Man and Alan Wake, which are action adventure games.
Hmm.
Alan Wake is an action adventure horror game. Super Mario Brothers is a family game, but it's on the same list with Zelda. Zelda, I think, has a bigger chance to win than Mario Wonder. As much as I love Mario Wonder, and Baldur's Gate 3 is an MMO, but Starfield, Lies and Lies of P are just standard role-playing games. What won last year? Elden Ring, a role-playing game. A Souls, it was classified as an RPG. I think Lies of P and Starfield have a better chance of winning because last year's winner was an RPG.
Okay. Now, yeah, that's fine. That's understandable. I just still think
Like
Baldur's Gate 3
I
shits on everything.
I feel like Baldur's Gate 3 is just too
Too niche?
neat because bro, they're trying to. If you've seen what the Game Awards has been doing the last year,
Yeah.
they're trying to appeal to like mainstream media.
If they listen.
They're trying to get your mom and your dad to come over to the gaming world. That's why they'll have like that's why this is exactly why they'll have what the hell is his name? This is why they'll have goddamn Christopher Nolan at the Game Awards to like promote The Last of Us Part 2 when it
Yeah,
wins
it's
Game of the
true.
Year
Yeah, it's true.
and stuff like that. If that is the trend where they're trying to, and as we're seeing with the Mario movie and with Five Nights at Freddy's, video games are trying to move over into movies, and movies are trying to move over into the video game world.
Mhm.
They're trying to become one. I don't personally, I cannot see based on that logic where a Baldur's Gate 3, a World of Warcraft, a League of Legends, where does that fit in? Now, League of Legends has already made that jump with the Arcane series on Netflix,
Mhm.
but how do you get Baldur's Gate 3 to do the same?
Well,
You
Baldur's
see what I'm-
Gate 3 is already, I would say, in a in that kind of standard, because the Baldur's Gate 3's universe, yeah, everything about Baldur's Gate is within the Dungeons and Dragons fandom or universe, I guess. I shouldn't say
Is
fandom.
it? Okay.
So like
Okay.
so everything Baldur's Gate 3 is literally the Dungeons and Dragons universe. Like that's like they go hand in hand. So it's like so you think about it like
They just
this.
have a movie that came out this year too.
Yeah, and
right?
you think about it like this. Dungeons and Dragons has been around for fucking God knows how long. Well over since I've been born. Like well over since I've been born. The fact that it's been around for I don't even know when Baldur's Gate 1 came out. That shit was probably like the early 2000s. The fact that it's a part of the Dungeons and Dragons universe,
Mhm.
and the fact that it's been a very popular game series for decades, and the fact that it came out this year, stuck true to the stories, brought its own take on everything for a 2023 standard,
Yeah.
and still plays like a Dungeons and Dragons game. I truly believe this game is God tier. And I truly think people will see this kind of game and go, hey, I can see Dungeons and Dragons in this, or I can see me playing a Dungeons and Dragons style game. I could see a game like that winning.
Yeah.
I could see a game of perfection winning game of the year. I don't know what else to say. It's just the game really is just too good to not win.
Is too good
To not lose. Wait, to not
win.
To not win. Yeah.
Me personally, I just feel like I'm not saying that it can't, but and more than likely it probably will. I mean, again, Sekiro won in 2019, and that was like considered to be the game that shit on every game that year, right? And that's kind of where I would put Baldur's Gate and Lies of P in the Sekiro category, whereas Spider-Man and Starfield I would look at the same way people looked at God of War, Red Dead Redemption 2 for 2018, right? They were the favorites to win because of their mainstream appeal.
Yeah.
And Sekiro, at least in 2019, Sekiro won because it was like, oh, this is actually like a good, and it was a From Software game.
Hmm.
So like From Software has won like or 2 times in the past 5 years, and seeing as how the industry wants to move, I'm trying to see like as I'm talking, I'm trying to like rationalize. I'm trying to use my pragmatic mind to like make the argument as to why Baldur's Gate should win and why and how it couldn't win.
Yeah, it's hard. It's honestly
It's
hard.
hard
My brain is too small to cut to just try and say anything more than I already did. I already
because
I've already hit like the quota
because
of what I was trying to
because
explain.
oh, you know why I'm trying. You know why I'm trying so hard to like not to say that it's not it's not going to win, because by that logic, then Legend of Zelda has a great shot to win too, because that
Yeah,
also got perfect scores earlier in the year.
yeah. No, I
You see what
agree.
I'm
Yeah.
saying?
See, I honestly I kind of forgot that this game had such good scores, which I guess I should have probably mentioned while I was talking about why I should have win.
Nah,
But
you good. Yeah.
I well, I guess it's a kind of a good thing that I forgot though, because I'm not seeing it as a numbers thing. I'm seeing it as, am I enjoying this game and is other people enjoying this game? And the answer is yes. A lot
Yeah.
of people are enjoying this game.
But you can say that about literally all the games on this list
Yeah,
too.
yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, but I also see it as how many people were genuinely having a lot of backlash with the game.
Right.
Little to none. And now again, you could say because Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom also did not hear it get a lot of backlash from what I know. Then sure. Okay. At this point, I don't really know what else to say with it other than the fact that it's one of the okay, I mean I can say it like this. Baldur's Gate 3 is one of the only games that I know of recently, probably in the last year, I'll say, that came out finished. Well, I shouldn't say finished. It was finished enough. I guess I should say, because there's a little bit of story that they didn't add in. That was kind of like, it was kind of like side story, I guess, just like finishing up like one of the characters' like side stories. But the game came out finished, I would say. Is it, I would 100% stick to my word and say that the game came out ready, which a lot of games today do not do. So I think that's a big factor as well in this deciding. The game literally came out and they gave us exactly what they wanted to give us.
Yeah.
Which I think is very respectful. Plus, I actually didn't even know this. I mean, obviously this has nothing to do with it winning the game of the year at all. This is a very digressive type of thing I'm about to say. I didn't know this, but apparently Larian almost went bankrupt a couple times making this game, which is nuts. I think a lot of their money, a lot of their funding came from people buying it early access while the game was being made. And that stressed me out when I heard about that. I was like, holy shit! Like this game almost didn't like get made. They almost like ran out of funding for this game, which is like crazy. Which honestly, it's really cool to see how well it got received and how well it came out, knowing that as well. But you know, it obviously doesn't really have too much of a play on it winning Game of the Year, since it's mainly just about the gameplay or the game itself. But yeah, I think the game deserves it. I truly believe the game deserves it. I think it's all I really have to say to it, because my brain's too small to think about anything else.
I just think that this game this game of the year where it's going to be difficult, because literally every game on this list that we have is Starfield, Baldur's Gate, Super Mario Brothers Wonder, Spider-Man 2, Alan Wake 2, Lies of P, you rarely heard negative things, and most of the times
Mm-hmm.
when you did, at least for like Starfield, Spider-Man, it was caught up in some like console wars and bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Like just two brain dead factions of the gaming world that were like staunch on tanking tanking the reviews of both of the scores of both of these games because their plastic box has to be better.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look at real life, both games were great, like Starfield and Spider-Man. Baldur's Gate 3 was perfection. Legend of Zelda, according to reviewers, was perfection. You know what I'm saying? Super
Yeah.
Mario Brothers Wonder is sitting at, let me see, Super Mario Brothers Wonder, bro, is sitting at like Mario Bros. Wonder reviews. Is sitting at 9 out of 10 IGN, 91% Open Critic. Tears of the Kingdom, 96% Open Critic. Baldur's Gate, 96% Open Critic. Starfield, 85. Liza P, 81, 81. Like, all these games are 80, and literally 8 out of 10s or higher.
It's honestly that's really cool to see how many games were so well received this year.
Yeah,
Like I actually think I'm like really happy about that. I didn't. I.
hell yeah.
It's like it's nice to see that there's a lot of like really good things that came out of this year.
So,
But
like,
yeah.
you know, Liza, I'm gonna stick to my gut and say the two biggest games this year. I'm gonna change my answer and stick with my original prediction, which is what we had back in like mid September. It's Starfield versus Baldur's Gate for me for Game of the Year,
Yeah, I can see it. I truly can see it.
with Liza P as my Sekiro Shadow,
Hmm.
uh, my dark horse pick.
I like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like that a lot. I like it a lot. I
I like it
think
a lot.
I think it'll be a fun one this year to see,
Definitely.
especially with all the games that came out this year. I think it'll be a fun one to watch. I'm very excited to for us to watch it.
Yeah.
But
So we got a little bit of bonus content for y'all before we wrap this up. And we're just going to run through some of the things that we hope to see at this year's Game Awards. We have no like inside knowledge whatsoever. We are just two guys, two degenerates, just playing games and enjoying the industry and life. But I have said that I think that we get the announcement of another Smash Brothers this year.
that would be cool. Yeah, I actually think that would be really cool. I do you know when Ultimate came out? I actually don't know.
2020.
Oh, never mind. That's a lot earlier than I expected.
Uh, Smash.
Was Ultimate really 2020?
It came out December 7th, 2018.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense. So, I do you think I mean honestly that would be sick if there was another Smash
It's
Bros.
been 5 years. It's been 5 years.
Yeah, I mean the Smash Bros. Ultimate does run really smooth, and still it's funny enough to this day. But it would be really cool to see another revamp,
Yeah.
especially with what we put in our next part of the list, the Switch 2.
Yeah.
I think
Ooh,
those would go hand in hand very well with each other.
the Switch 2 is it's
Bro,
time.
we
It's time.
when it got announced, we were in our first year of college. That was like was it 7 or 8 years ago?
Yeah.
That's fucking
That was
crazy.
our first year. Our first year.
I was on a field trip in New York when it dropped, and we were all in McDonald's getting food, and we were all like, "Yo, the Switch trailer came out, the Switch came out," and we were like, "What?" You know, like the no weighing emote. Oh my god,
Yeah.
we were like, "What?" And then we all sat around, or was it like a little like one of our phones. I think it was like one of our like Samsung. I think it was like my Galaxy S. I think it was whatever. One of my Galaxy phones that I had, and we were just sitting here all crowded around this like little phone watching the release of it. And we're like, yo, this is gonna be sick, bro. Like the handheld gaming shit's gonna be tight. Oh, it was so much fun. So imagine
Yeah,
7 to 8 years later, the Switch 2 gets released. Or the Switch 2 gets brought up. New
yeah.
hardware, better better screen,
Better screen, better performance,
nice
graphics,
OLED.
all that.
Oh,
Yeah.
mm, spicy.
I think it's time.
I
It's
think it
time, brother.
is. I think it is. There's
Time.
there's so many games that could work so much better on a better on a Switch 2. There's so many things
Yeah.
that they could do for the next 7 to 8 years having a Switch 2. I hope we see
Definitely.
something. That'd be so cool.
Now, this next one, I want to preface by saying that I do not personally believe that we will see anything from their newly acquired studio, Activision Blizzard King. But I do believe that we will see more of Avowed, Clockwork Revolution, Fable. Um,
Yeah, I think a lot of the games from the Xbox showcase when we watched it,
yeah,
a
are going to
lot
show
of
up
those
here.
games we'll probably see. We'll definitely see at least most of them, if not all of
We'll,
them.
we'll definitely see Hellblade, Avowed, and maybe Fable.
Yeah,
You
it.
gotta, you
I
gotta start
think
get the.
a lot of the games that we said that we talked about for the anticipated games, I think we'll see a lot of those. Like there's like okay,
Yeah,
so I know I put down the list for I know I put down Judas. I'll be honest with you, Chief. I actually forget what game showcase I watched that brought that game up, but I remember seeing it and I was like, this game's kind of sick. And I wrote it
yeah.
down such a long time ago. And I don't remember much about why I brought it up, but I remember seeing the trailer and I was like, this game looks pretty sick. I think it was maybe it was the maybe it was Game Awards last year. It was some I don't know. It was somewhere in between me seeing it and I was like, this game looks pretty sick. I'm gonna see if I can write it down and check it out again. Um, I don't believe it ever
Yeah.
came out yet, so I'm excited to see something maybe from that game. Uh, and another one that I have about a 0.5% chance we have of seeing it. Maybe, probably even less. 0.1% chance. Atomic Heart 2. It would be sick.
Thick Mama's Part 2, the sequel.
The Robot Mommies Part 2 would be
We'll
so
get to see
cool.
all that thickness,
Imagine
yeah.
that. Imagine. Wait, because Atomic Heart 2 came out. Sorry, not Atomic Heart 2. Atomic Heart
Came
obviously
out in
came out this
March.
year. So
Yep.
there's no fucking shot we're seeing Atomic Heart 2 or hearing about it this year. But
I mean,
it would be cool to keep in the back of your head for the next 2 years.
yeah,
I think that'd be really
definitely
cool.
will.
But yeah,
Definitely will.
I think most of the stuff we're gonna see though, on the real is gonna be Xbox showcase games and
Definitely.
PlayStation.
I think we'll see Wolverine,
Yeah,
Insomniac
I think we're gonna
Wolverine,
see a lot of
and
those games.
maybe Last of Us Part 3 if that is what Naughty Dog is working on.
Do you really do? Did The Last of Us Part Two end in a way that they can make a third game?
Yeah.
Uh
They created two new characters just so that way they could have the excuse to do a third game if they wanted to.
oh, shit. All right,
Like it,
well,
it feels like the main characters that we follow in Last of Us Part 1 and Part 2, it feels like theirs come to a conclusion of sorts.
that's good.
Uh, don't get your hopes up. I don't know if you played the Part 1, but
I
playing
did.
Part 2, you play okay when Part 2 comes to PC because eventually it will. I'll put it this way: one story comes to a definitive end. The other one is like, I don't even know if I want to see this continued because
Yeah.
of like how they did that character, and you'll see what I mean
Yeah, I heard they did
when you
some
play the
people
game.
dirty. I've been
Dirty,
very lucky with
dirty ain't the word.
yeah, I've been yeah, I heard a lot of shit. So I'm just
Dirty
gonna
is not
wait.
the word.
Yeah, I'm just gonna wait. We'll see if they do end
So
up making a third one. What it is, what it is. We'll see.
yeah. And
But
then before you explain what the hell Judas is, I think this year we're going to get Hades 2 release date.
these two would be cool. I kind of that'd be like a shadow drop. I completely forgot about Hades.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I completely forgot about Hades. Wow. Yeah,
They announced it last year at the Game Awards. It's only fitting.
Hades 2 or
Yeah.
Hades.
Yep. Hades 2.
Oh, then yeah, 100%. Yeah, I guess definitely say 100%. Um, but yeah, it's really all I could really think of, other than just like all the ones that we talked about. The Valve Skate story would be really cool. That's probably one of my my biggest I hope type of games that we see.
Yeah.
Um, I bet you we'll definitely see Senua. We'll
Yep.
definitely see Wukong.
Yep.
Yeah, this. I'll be honest with you, man. I kind of forget about this Judas game. I just remember seeing it and I was like, wait, it looks cool. I don't remember anything about it though, so I'm gonna have to go back and double check on that one. But
Oh, gee, man.
yeah,
Oh,
my brain's fried. I think we talked for like 2.5, 3 hours
we
almost.
talked for 2.5 hours, and so
All right, Keyshawn, it was fun.
yeah, man. We talked for 2 hours and 20 minutes. Oh, Lord, dog.